I welcome you to episode 2 of Jackass TV show. And today we'll be talking about a very, very important topic. As students, there are some few things that, yes, they are like problem and some things we really want to understand and know about. So we'll be talking about something very, very important. And today we'll be talking about examination malpractice. Examination malpractice is a very rampant issue in the student world. And you and I know what examination malpractice. We have an idea of what it is. Today we have with us a mother, a lecturer. She'll be explaining to us what examination malpractice is and some few things. She'll be answering some questions, and I'm sure that such questions are even on your heart concerning examination malpractice. This afternoon we have with us a lecturer from the prestigious Department of Microbiology. She's from my department, so she's my mother. This afternoon we have with us Dr. Mrs. BAMIGBADE. And I'll be reading her bio. Dr. Mrs. BAMIGBADE is a lecturer and researcher with 11 years experience in environmental and industrial microbiology. She has contributed to various research areas, including the environmental, industrial, and medical field of microbiology. She hopes to provide safer, cheaper, and innovative microbial alternative to toxic chemical products, especially in Nigerian markets of today.
I am honored to be here with you today. So I thank the organizers of this program. I thank our Peculiar of Microbiology. So well done, everyone. And I'm hoping that being with you today, we'll be able to shed some light on issues surrounding examination malpractices and the way forward going from here. So thank you very much and you're welcome.
Do you pick this lecturing job because of money or is it because of the love of of teaching students? What
Okay.
exactly is your passion in
Mm.
taking this lecturing job?
The truth and the honest answer is I didn't set out to be a lecturer, definitely. So it was a journey for me. It was not a destination per se. So I had a pointer. The first pointer was my secondary school, I believe. So when I was in I think that should be my SS1 to SS3. It was a coincidental thing. So apparently there was a day that I think we were having a revision in my class, and for some reason I started writing, or maybe I was making some jottings on the chalkboard. And then we were supposed to have another class. We were waiting for the lecturer. So we were just trying to teach ourselves before the lecturer comes. And the lecturer walked in. I didn't know. So I think what fascinated that lecturer was how small I was in front of the board. And immediately the lecturer saw my writing and said, "Wow, such a fine handwriting. From today, you will start writing my notes."
Wow.
And I said, "Oh, okay." So that was how I started throughout till my SS3 till I finished. And then yes, the journey continued. The journey
Yeah.
got
So
me
now
here.
today we are treating a very important topic, and yeah, a problem in academics,
Hmm.
examination malpractice. So students have different view, but I want to hear your view as a lecturer, as one that have been in this teaching profession for almost
Hmm.
11 years.
Hmm.
What is your view? If not, what can you say examination malpractice is? Because there are
Hmm.
different definitions, but from your angle as a lecturer, what do you see examination malpractice as, ma'am?
Yes. So as a lecturer, talking to probably talking to students and maybe more audience, examination malpractice. Let us start with what is examination? What's the purpose of examination, right? So examination is meant to check you, to examine your standard, your level, of understanding about a topic. So it does not necessarily mean that you are writing an exam in school. Even sometimes, I mean, when you go for interviews too, that's an examination. When you want to gain admission and you have to answer some question, that is examination. So it, and when we talk about malpractice, malpractice is, it is English. So it's like malpractice, malfunction, or English like that. So yes, when what that means is that there is a practice to examination. There are practices how examination should be conducted, and the malpractice is that there is a dysfunction. So what that means is that whatever the malpractice is not fitting into the boundary, the mold of the usual practices of examination. So that's what I see about as examination malpractice. Thank
That
you.
is so malpractice is where you go against the normal practice
Conduct, yes.
conduct of examination. Some people feel that what they do is normal.
Hmm.
Some people feel that what they feel is not wrong. Because I'm also a student and I speak with some people and I talk with them. They said, there's nothing wrong in this, in that.
Mm.
So, what exactly are those practices that you feel like that you know as a lecturer that is actually examination malpractice?
Is preparation is the first step of passing an exam. So once the preparation is wrong, then everything is going to go wrong with that exam. So that is one thing. The second one is come with identification. You have an identification as a student, right? We we have to know that truly you were admitted into this university and there is proof for it. There is evidence, and that is your identification card. And then you see students still coming with all sorts of, these printouts. Some are not signed, some are, they are just disabled, and you wonder, well, are you really prepared for this exam? So if you do not have an ID card, you have a letter of identification signed by your HOD, right, and stamped at the department wrong. And then the third one is you cannot bring any material, implicating materials. I mean, today we know that the first one is the phone. It is not allowed. The phone must not enter with you into the hall. And then you have some digital watches these days that are used in such these malpractices. So then there are also microchips. Okay, anything that will implicate a student that would almost show that you were not, that you should not do, that should not follow you to that exam, that should not get into that exam. Sorry, let me have this one. Talking in examination. This one is very, very key. I just remembered. And it's called to my heart. Talking to another person in the examination, it is very, very wrong.
Love to ask because I believe you maybe graduated from this university before I was even born. That is
Oh no.
many years ago. So I want to ask, comparing that time to our generation, was still examination malpractice in your time, or all of you are holy holy? I want to
Thank
know.
you, peculiar. So I had to laugh because that was that was an interesting way to put that question. So from time immemorial, as long as there has been academic institutions, there has been malpractices. Yes. So there's nothing like only anything. There is nothing like, even up to postgraduate level, we have seen these things, malpractices. So these are people that we are training, preparing for life to be leaders, and they are engaging in these practices. So from right from when I was in secondary school, I mean, we've been seeing all these things, and sometimes we know that this is where they start from that early life. So yes, it has always been with us.
So
It
now,
has always
how do you think we can curb this examination malpractice? Because,
been.
like you said, even in at secondary school level,
Yes.
WAEC and all of these things, it's looking like examination malpractice is looking like the norms of the day. It's looking like something normal. But as a lecturer, what do you think is the way forward? Is the way out?
Thank you very much. When we say the way out or the ways out, this is a very big topic. It's a very big topic on its own. That If we continue to talk about it today till tomorrow, we cannot exhaust these ways out. But before we get to the ways out, we need to get the whys. Why? Why would a student be expected, right, to get to an examination hall? On the average, you have about 3 hours to write an exam, and then it results in malpractices. So, for me, I always like to probe, from the foundation to the trees to the fruit. I think I made an analogy of that to him before now. So, I see it as a big tree, and this tree is you are seeing the fruit. So the fruits are the malpractices, but are we looking at it from the roots? Or we are just trying to pluck off the roots to say, oh, the fruits that, oh, we don't want malpractices, but what are the roots? So the first one that I saw or I was able to come up with was that malpractice starts from early life, and sometimes it can still be traced back to uh, the home life, right? The quality of homes that we come from. So we do know that definitely this is our society. We have different setups. We have different settings. We have homes where parents are present. I mean, they are present, and on they are on the duty. They know what to do as parents, and they know that their primary job as parents is to impact their children, because these are your offspring. These are the people that even if you die, they carry that legacy with them. And there are also setups where there's no presence. I mean, the parents can be there. I'm not saying the parents are not there, but the parental presence, attention, and teaching the children is missing. So some parents think, oh, it's okay if I provide you clothes, a house to live in, and food and your basic needs. It's okay. It's fine, right? And it should be enough. And we know that that definitely is not enough, right? The parental duty, it transcends beyond all this. It's impacting that life that we brought into the world. So that seems to be one of the roots. And when a child leaves the home to come to the university, it is what they've been impacted with that they start with in the university. And when there is lack of discipline from the home, we do not expect that they will come here unless they have now been mentored and tutored and corrected. Even at that point, it seems a little bit difficult now because they have formed that attitude already. Like they know that even if they do wrong things, nobody is going to check them. So why should I fear anyone? They don't have that good fear, especially to authorities. That is one thing. So it's from the home. And then there is also the issue of we are now coming to the university now. What is the university for? Is to continue education that started right from the beginning. And I say that to me, I believe that education, what is education? Let's even consider that. Education is shedding light to our minds concerning our environment, understanding the things that surrounds us, even ourselves. That is education. Okay, so we started from right when we were young, and then now we're in the university, and then you are to come to the university for that light to be shed on your mind. The mind you, I said the mind. So it is how prepared the mind is at that time. Okay, so some or most students don't know that their minds is the one that it's what is doing most of the work. When they come to the university, they think, oh, it's just my eyes, it's just what I see, it's just how I feel. No, it is not. And then I liken a university always, sometimes when they call us for orientation, I liken it as a boot camp. Soldiers, when you want to enlist into the military, then they say, oh, come to the boot camp. Then you undergo very rigorous, tough, very rough trainings. And those that can make it, are those that can now go ahead to become the army or the soldiers of the army. So we do know that sometimes when you get to that boot camp, which is a university, and then you are faced, you do some have good focus. They know what they came here to do. Some don't even have at all. They just know I'm just escaping from my parents' house and just let me be. So and they just come into this world and they are literally from day one they are lost because from the gate there down to all over campus you can see the different activities and that is OAU for you. You have different activities everywhere and then they said, oh my god, this is looking okay, and they go all everything everywhere you find them there, apart from really sitting down to face the real reason of being in school. So we call those distractions. Someone that has no focus and easily, it's like looking at the goalpost. And then there are these many things around you, but you need to just fix your eyes on. So there are some that are able to fix that high. So regardless of distract, even in class, you will have many people telling you, is life so hard and all that. But once you have your focus, you do know that yes, this is distraction and you know how to find your way around it. And then to now focus on the real reason that you are here. Aspect of even your personal management, managing yourself, managing your time, managing your health, managing everything. So school is beyond just coming to read books. It is being able to be independent where your parents are not. Your health is not good. You know where to get to. You know you have to get to health center to get well, and then you continue your classes. And also, there's even is that is just for the general. For examinations, there are. It is always beyond. I'm just going to have an examination. There's always a factor of how to now prepare for an examination. The first thing is before you go, your health has to be okay. Your health has to be very good. If you don't have good health, some people I've seen many. I have examination and then they are coming down with malaria already. So the times before examination, probably a month before, you have to take care of your health. You have to look at it well. Where am I feeling well? Where am I not feeling well? And quickly go to, you know, get your health in shape. Okay. And then the exam materials. Okay. I've also seen cases where students they have the ID card, but somehow they just it gets lost along the way. So you have to keep such documents well. Sometimes it destabilizes people, and then before you know it, they can't even focus on what they want to write in the exam, and that is the end of it. Okay. And also there is the aspect of peer pressure. People that say, what is it? What's the big deal? There's no big deal. Just do this thing. Maybe it's just to pass. I mean, this school is a scam now. So yeah, let's just do what we have to do and go. There's also that. So check the kind of peers that you have. Some I've seen students that have good peers that once they get to exam, they know themselves, even though they are friends. In the exam hall, there's no friend. It is you and you alone.
Uh,
So
there are many people that maybe they don't get involved in examination malpractice, but they say people that get involved in examination malpractice, and number one, they get away with it. Number two, they have good grades, and maybe such people will watch this video, and maybe they're already feeling like, I think this diligent thing is not working. Maybe I will try to just get my hand involved in this. What we have to say to
but
that.
first, I want to
So
say
thank you
that
very.
I don't think examination is just to read and pass. And education goes beyond this. I think this is the first place that the problem comes. Seeing a vision, you have the vision of all these people, what people am I going to help with this, right? So that what the real education is that we have a population of people that we are going to help and make life better for. So it's not reading and just pouring things down and are passed. I've told my own students that if I love it when even if you have 5.0, you have 4.8, you have everything. I love it. It's good. But after now, what next?
So, ma, I would love to
Yes. So
ask like retribution for this examination malpractice, because there are people that will engage in it and still get away with it, and they feel there's nothing that will come out of it. In your experience, or yes, you're more than, I'm sure you've seen things. So is there really any outcome or any bad retribution for this examination malpractice?
Yes, so thank you very much for this very last question. And I would just want to quickly say that for those that engage in this, most of the time they don't know the repercussion, definitely. So that is part of why they feel even if they get away with it, it's fine. So I know that we now have two categories. Some will do it and get caught. So some, when they get caught, it helps them to now retrace their steps. So that's part of the reasons why there has to be punishment. So sometimes it's to help people to realize that it is a wrong practice and then for them to be better. So, but for some, they definitely will get away with it. But at the end of the day, when we say that education is for training, it's just for them to come to university to get trained. And after then, let's assume you have a job. So you know that you have to now perform at that job. At that point, you don't have anybody to cheat with. You don't have anybody to look into their script. You now be put in one corner to solve problems. The person will now not be able to do that. So that is when they start suspecting that no, you are not what you say you are. And before they know it, they might get thrown out of the establishment because they need people that can perform, they need people that are now well trained, well equipped to do the assignments that they give to them. So once people are not performing, I mean, when they say there's going to be a massive layoff, they are likely going to be the first set of people to be laid off. And for some too, well, in my experience now, I do say that even if, because I've seen people that that went through, they did malpractices when I was in school, and the truth is today they are doing well. So I think because later they realized that, oh, the real life needs real work. So maybe they still quickly retrace their step because there are even some outside the country. They have PhDs or they have big degrees. So that's what we are saying, that if you do malpractice here and you now have to go to maybe better places to work, how would you be able to perform? So unless they quickly retrace their steps, it will now become it becomes very it becomes difficult, to carry out the task that you are given correctly and well with the right energy to do, because you've not built, it's like building when you're building a house. So if the foundation is bad and it's not corrected on time, then it's still going to fall down. And then you see people, some of them even start jumping from jobs to another until they just become redundant, and then they settle, that's what we say. So they settle with mediocrity. So I just want to implore that, and also there's also this spirit behind it. Some people say, I have a certificate, why am I not getting job? Well, because the spirit behind what you have is wrong. And then that thing will always speak when the time comes. That's just the truth. I just want to implore everybody to let's live with right spirit. Let's do our things with the right spirit, and God will now bless our efforts. Whoever gets a good certificate with your sweat, God will bless. He said He will bless the works of our hands, right? So it is the works of our hands that God will bless. So thank you very much, and thank you.
All right, thank you so much for watching this. I'm sure you've learned one thing or the other. Examination malpractice has no good end. It's a faulty foundation, and if you are building on that, it's better you turn a new leaf. And maybe you are there already. You are you have been doing it right. Don't, because of success of others that are involved in this thing turn around. It is well. Thank you so much for coming to the show
Thank you,
this evening.
everybody.
Thanks so
Thank you
much, man. I really
too.
appreciate it. Alright, catch you guys.